Hi, Wycliffe Barrett here, Xplane Dedicated. Today we're going to have a look at EGPH by TDG. See you right after the intro.
November 1050 Bravo, good afternoon, report your altitude, 2,000 feet.
I don't understand what it is with TDG. He makes some excellent airports, but every airport of his that I've loaded onto my machine always shows up with some errors. And I don't understand why that happens. I have all the libraries. I use Tom Knudson's library installer, and I also manually download all the libraries that are required. And still, I get the error on TDG airports. And not just one airport, but all of his airports. I just can't figure out what's going on there. Anyway, let's have a look at this airport. He's done a really good job. And I'm going to talk about how it compares with some of the others that are around. TDG is one of the most prolific creators of airports on Xplane. You can see here a map of the world and all the airports that he's done, mostly in Europe, but there's some in the United States and South America and also out in Australasia or Oceania. Anyway, let's have a look at his airport. We're doing some passes here, and as you can see, highly detailed. One thing I do like about TDG's airports, he puts lots of ground clutter in there and vehicles, and so it looks just about right. It looks as though it's an alive airport. I was in Scotland recently on my holiday, and we drove right past Edinburgh Airport, and I have to say this is actually quite a very good rendition considering he's only using stock object libraries. Now then, here is the big issue for me. Every airport that I download of TDG always shows a problem. It always says it may not look correct, that something is wrong. But when I ignore that message, I just ignore it and load up, everything looks fine. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. And I've got every single library there is. I've used Tom Knudson's library installer, and I manually seek out libraries and install them. And all of the ones that are on TDG's list, I have got on my machine. But still, every single TDG airport throws up that error. Now, I don't know what's going on. I really wish that TDG Trev could sort this out. Maybe it's just one library that I'm missing or something. I think what he should do is kind of stop using so many of the libraries and perhaps start doing custom builds, or he should package all the libraries together with his airports. I think that would be the easiest solution, that if he was to package everything together, it would look really good. I mean, look at this, that Scotland sign there. I was a bit quick on that. Maybe we'll put it back in later. Really detailed stuff. His use of cars in the car parks is really good because he doesn't just use the stock grey cars, but you'll see lots of different cars of different colours, which is something I like actually. And I don't know, it's just a small detail of things that he has that he puts in, which is really, really good. But then again, sometimes he goes a bit silly and he misses out stuff. He'll miss out, say, for example, some buildings, or he won't have enough parking stands for people who like to fly online, such as myself in VATSIM. There just won't be enough parking spaces, and when that happens, that kind of worries me. You know, I'm thinking, well, maybe he's rushing things a little bit. But this airport is very good, and don't forget, this is freeware, so really, I shouldn't be so, pernickety. But the standard of airports at the moment is increasing. You've got developers all over the world, people getting to grips with the Xplane and the WED and creating their own airports. Some are absolutely astounding. As you well know, I've reviewed many airports, freeware and payware, and when you get freeware airports as good as payware, or sometimes even better than payware, then you know that there are some very, very clever people out there. Okay, I'm going to keep quiet for a little while. We'll have some music, and then we'll come back and we'll see if we can find something else to talk about regarding EGPH. It's a lovely airport. I love the approach into Edinburgh. Before I turn off the music, I really do like the approach into Edinburgh. It's a lovely long approach. You follow the coast. You come over the A1, and it really is nice. Anyway, let's have some music. drone out and I'm just doing a little bit of freestyling, you can see a problem there that that's to do with having static aircraft on. So if you've got static aircraft on, there are some aircraft that TDG has put into the airport that kind of blend in with the two. So you can turn traffic off in Xplane 11, which is what I did a little bit later, and so that got rid of that problem. Okay, here we've got a big issue with Edinburgh. As you can see, there are bushes along the edges of the taxiways and the runways. In fact, I think there's even bushes in the middle of the runways. And what's happened here is that TDG hasn't put an exclusion zone in. Now, I think I can fix this myself. I haven't had a chance to have a look in WED, but I could probably fix that in WED myself. But it's something that some designers need to be wary of, that if they're just creating their airports and they're not checking things like orthophoto scenery. Now, I've got some tiles for Edinburgh, and clearly what's happened here, OSM data has picked up this vegetation. Now, it does look a mess. It actually spoils the whole airport. You've got all these trees and bushes. You can see them all along the edge of the runway there, and then along the edge of the apron here, and that is just wrong. So I've got to sort that out. I think it shouldn't take too long. I'm going to have a look in WED and see if I can sort that out. And you know, unfortunately, it means that if you download this airport, then you're going to have to do the same thing unless TDG sorts it out. Whoa, a bit of tower diving there in the drone. The music is by David Cutter. You can find him on the internet. Just do a search for David Cutter at SoundCloud and you'll be golden. Hope you enjoyed the review. TDG has done an excellent job here with Edinburgh. As always, my name's Wycliffe Barrett. This is Xplane Dedicated, and we'll see you soon. Cheerio. Yeah.